Hey guys, it's Scrawny Viking. So we have it, the moment you've been waiting for, the dummy version of how to launch your very own massive randomly generated NFT collection. It is here. I hope you are ready. First off, the Be Collaborative TBC token is a charity token. It's going to have a 10% ETH rewards to all holders on cells. It's going to be launching soon. But anyways, let's get to the NFTs. That's what we're all here for. This is what we're going to create right here. This is mine. We'll make it yours by the end of this video. You can see that it works. We put a cap on the gas so that it doubles what it's currently at. That is to ensure that it goes through and to have a cap on it to make sure it doesn't pop to 2,000 gas and you get stuck paying $1,000 for buying an NFT. So we put some safety measures into place. Just want to let you guys know that this is hundreds of hours of research and coding and putting together this bundle, this little package that I put here on the repo. Hundreds of hours of headbanging experiences to to not only figure this out. Thank you, Hashlip, so much for your tutorials. I followed them for hours and hours and hours and basically learned how to code, how to read JavaScript, HTML, because of that man. He's very awesome at what he does. Go check him out. But what I did was I took everything and learned it. Took me a long time, and now I'm consolidating it, putting in a little package, putting a bow on it, and then presenting it to you guys so that you can create your very own without knowing anything. It's super simple if you follow along this tutorial. So the first things first, if this helps you out, please go buy an NFT. It's going to help us out a lot. A lot of it goes to charity. It's going to go towards liquidity for the token that we launch. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be huge. We already have a Telegram, about 3,000 people in it. Some of them are bots. I'd say about 2,000 of them are real people. We also launched a Twee token for sustainable housing. That didn't do so well because we were just kind of learning the crypto, how the beast is ran, and it's very hard to get off the ground, and we ran into some hiccups, but we learned and we're moving forward, and now we're on to NFTs, and we're going to go back to tokens very soon, and this crypto thing is fun, and we're just getting started. It's still a baby. But here we go. The first thing we need to do, and by the way, everybody, we're all at different stages, so I'm going to go really fast at first and launch an entire project, the one that I already have built into here, just to show every single step. Some people they're missing one step. So I want to get to that as quickly as possible. And then we're going to backtrack and really dive deep into everything and how to make it your own project. Exactly what you need to change. I wrote it down in the readmes to the T on what line to go to and what to change if we go through those. If you want, you can go ahead and start installing all of these. This is a prerequisite. We're going to build a wireframe, a skeleton, so that you have everything you need. You're installed, you're logged in, it's open, you're ready to go, so that when we get to the steps, all you have to do is follow me and copy paste and change to your own. Super duper simple. I need to just go ahead and get started. So I'm also, just so you know, I'm one of the most transparent devs out there. I don't try to hide anything. Now, I'm not trying to gain views. I want people to be able to just look at this video and make their own collection. And if it helped you, by helping me, you can buy an NFT. I'd love you. So let's get started. So this first 5-10 minutes is going to be a little bit boring. I do apologize. Go ahead and click automatically install the necessary tools. Skip through everything. It's a basic install package. Now this is also going to run something in your command terminal in the background. And it looks a little scary if you're not used to doing stuff like this. Press any key to continue. And now it's going to run. Just go ahead and minimize this for now. Mine's already ran. I have the chocolatey packages. I'm sorry, I did do this earlier. This was the only thing. But this will run for maybe a couple of minutes in the background. And it's just installing all the packages that you're going to need when you open your terminal and you start installing other packages. It's allowing your computer to connect and read everything, and you need this. So I'm just going to minimize that for now. And also, when you click a link, hold Control and click the link so it pops up in a new one, because this is your home page. You're going to want to go back to this a lot. So next, we're going to download the Visual Studio Code. Some of you already have all of this stuff, and I do apologize. You can probably just skip ahead a little bit. But I'm using a computer that I've never done this on before, and I purposely wanted to do that to show people that, listen, this isn't working because my computer has done this, and you know, obviously, like, what about all the people that have never done stuff like this before? Like, what all the errors that we're running into, and the people making tutorials, they kind of lost connection with the person that doesn't really know anything, so they forget that they need to do this and this and this and this and this. We're gonna start from scratch in this video so that everybody sees exactly how to do it on their end. So now you have your terminal. Go ahead and actually close that, because we're going to need to relaunch it later anyways. Go back to the GitHub, and now you're going to install .git. Download for Windows. If you have a Mac, your stuff's going to be a little bit different than what we're doing right now. I apologize. I've been a Windows user for 31 years, and I will never touch a Mac, and I know nothing about them. Pretty much just keep hitting next for everything. Let Git decide. Yep. Keep on that. Keep on that. Keep on that. Yep. Yep, that's fine. Honestly, you can just hit next on all of these. The defaults, I mean, we just need the basic terminal. Don't even need those. Don't enable any experimental stuff. We just want the old basic stuff. You don't need to launch it. You don't need to view that. Just, it's in the background now. Outstanding. Ruffle. I do apologize. This will be the most boring part of the video, but I just want to go through for those real noobs that we are in fact installing this. This is nothing malicious. This is very well-known sites. Anybody who's a coder, now a lot of times in the terminals, they can just download it through a code, and it makes it a lot easier. We're installing it right to your computer because this is like a fail-proof. It's a safety net. Even if you've already installed it through your terminal, you can still go ahead and do this. If it pops up that, oh, you already have it, repair it right over it. Just do it. Because if you're at this video, that means you've had a problem or you haven't even started yet. If you have a problem, well, let's just start from scratch, right? Let's ensure that no more problems ever exist. So you have Ganache now. You don't need to create a workspace. You don't need to do any of this stuff. You can actually close this. You have it. It's on your computer. Outstanding. We go back, and the last one is IPFS. Started, install IPFS for desktop. Scroll down, you have Mac or Windows. So now you're going to scroll down and find the one that ends in exe. There should only be one out of all of these. Yep. This is going to be your hosting site that you put all your files on. You can allow all users if you trust anybody that uses your computer. Makes it simple, just in case you're on a different terminal, right? Or different user. Beautiful, you are going to want this. You need this, you love this. You know what? Since you're here, let's go ahead and just do this real quick. You're going to need this later. So you need to just go ahead and upload a file. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be literally anything. I want to make sure I don't put anything sensitive, though. This is public, right? Nothing sensitive. I don't even know. This isn't my computer. I'm using somebody else's so that I can do this all from scratch. I just want to, like, open up a photo. You know, here's a PNG. There we go. Doesn't matter. I don't care what it is. I'm not even going to open it. All I want is this code right here. It's called a CID. You can copy. You don't need it yet, but you're going to need it later. So you have IPFS open. Awesome. You can minimize that. And let's go back to our homepage, the GitHub, my repo. So we've downloaded and installed all of this. We have our terminal, outstanding. We have IPFS, outstanding. Now we need to make sure you have MetaMask. This is my MetaMask. If you don't have this and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, this is all going to be very confusing for you, first of all, but we're still going to get you through it, I promise. You can go to metamask.io, and then you're going to hit download now, and it's an extension, install MetaMask for Chrome. I already have it. So you do that, and then this will pop up. You'll be able to import the wallet, or you'll be able to create a new one. It doesn't matter which one you choose. Totally up to you. We just need to make sure we have MetaMask. Next, we want to open Remix. You can actually just click that link, but hold Control and click that link. Don't do what I just did. Hold Control, click that link, and just have this open. We will get to this later. That's scary. Don't even worry about it. We just want it there. The last thing to really complete the wireframe, the skeleton, to make all of this possible is you need Testnet Ethereum for the Rinkby network. It's a little confusing on what they want you to do. It's literally, you're going to open Twitter. If you don't have an account, sorry, you're just going to have to create one. I should be able to sign in firm with Google. I'm old, apparently. Almost 100. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. And then all you're going to do is you're going to go to MetaMask, get your account, and copy it. Your wallet, I'm sorry. And you're just going to tweet it. And you're going to take this and you're going to copy link the tweet and go back wherever that was. You're going to copy that in there and give me ETH 18.75. And it's supposed to work. So the issue that I'm having is I've already done this on an account within the last 3 days, and it knows that, and that's why it's not letting me do it. Just to give you a heads up, but this is how you do it, and it should just give it to you. It might take a couple of minutes, but it will work. I believe that I already sent myself. Yep, see, I already did it. That's why. Okay, so you should have that, no problems. Now we have our wireframe. You are completely set up to start getting this to going. The first thing we're going to do, if that's done, remember that, you can hit enter a couple times. That'll exit it. It's good. It's closed. Now, if you don't have your terminal, type in Studio, and you should see Visual Studio Code from your Windows. And actually, you're going to want this. Right-click that and pin it to your start or your taskbar so it comes down here, right? Perfect. All right, so we have our terminal now. If you've never seen this before, this is how you code pretty much. Go to the top terminal, click New Terminal, and we're just going to jump right into this. And quick and easy, I need you to go back to the README file. We're back on the GitHub, right? And copy this, paste. It's going to download that repo, the whole package that I put up there for you guys. It is now downloading that. It might take you longer than it's currently taken me. I have very good internet, and this is a pretty good computer. Now that that's done, we can literally just follow the notes. npm install g npm. It's going to install everything you need. All the dependencies, all the packages from the npm that you're going to need to run this program. Also, while you're waiting for this, you can click this Explorer up here. Control-Shift-E will do it as well. npm install again Okay, just to make sure, npm install 2 dashes global yarn. Now we've got yarn. Let's test it. Running scripts is disabled on this system. I have not seen this before, so let me figure this out, and we will... Alright, so I did some quick research on why that would happen, and came up with a quick fix that I will put into the description. All you need to do is copy and paste this exactly, and it's going to unrestricted. It should work now. Awesome. Go back to our repo to find out what we need to do next. So we have done that. Oh, we need to do yarn at all. Now that we know yarn works, that's where we're at. Okay, so now we have the yarn dependencies. The next thing we need to do, so for some reason it didn't open the folder that it's in, so we need to go find the repo that we just downloaded. I didn't realize that it did that, to be honest, so I'm glad we're doing this from a brand new computer. So I got to go back to where I downloaded it. You can see here users 19703, so I go to my local disk, users 19703, and I got to find the full stack massive NFT development. Select folder, and now it's going to open up. It's going to ask you if you trust this person. You just say yes, I am the person, so it's not asking me that. So now you should see this. Now you have everything on your machine, on your terminal, ready to do what I'm about to do. This is awesome. Now, first things first, let's just make sure it works. We're on everything. Yeah, it should do it from here. Nope. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Type cd, copy path for the art generator by Hashlips. Thank you, Hashlips. Now we're on that one. Now run index.js. Okay, so let's find out why it's not doing it. Okay, I know why. Now that we have put the package in, we got to go npm install. Now we have to install all the dependencies for this specific project that we're working on. Now it should understand the command. Whoops. Beautiful. I hope it was as smooth for you guys as it just was for me. As you see, we ran into a couple of hiccups, but we fixed them. So hopefully you don't. And if you do, go to our Telegram and let me know what you ran into, and I will go figure it out for you. It's fun for me. So now we see that it worked. If we open up this folder and go to output, we just created our first NFTs. You know that it works. These are my bees, man. This is just a tiny part of the project. I put about 5, maybe 6 or 7 of each, so that you guys can get an idea of how it works. Put a little bit more. So this is only about a quarter, maybe 15% of my total project. So if you want to have these and upload them, it's not a big deal. It's just free advertising to me. If it's not coming from the actual B collaborative account, then they're not really going to be worth anything one day, right? No one's going to care. But someone's going to see the B and be like, oh, that's so cool. Where's it from? And you're going to advertise the B collaborative for me. So if you want to make these and put them out there, not even a big deal. You know what I mean? All right, so we're in. This is it. This is so cool. So now we have our 10 first NFTs. We have all of our JSON files that are attached with it. What we're going to do from here is we're going to knock out the hardest part. We need to get a way to take these NFTs that we just created. Let's pretend there were 10,000 of them, right? And we need to host them. And then we need to get, oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? We got to take 5-10 steps back. This is where 99% of people make a mistake. They go in and they make their NFTs and they go, sweet, I'm done. Now let's go host them and let's go get our ImageURI and let's connect everything. And they're like, wait a minute. My ImageURI keeps changing. How does this work? What is going on? We need to fix that right here, right now. Remember that file we added in IPFS desktop? Open up IPFS desktop and then copy your CID. And here's what I need you to type. IPFS name publish /IPFS/ and then paste that CID. Now, when I do this right now, if it was on my home computer, it would overwrite my entire project. You can only have one project doing it this specific way, because it's using your IPFS or your IPNS, which is what we're about to find. Most people don't know about the IPNS. Hold on a second. I don't have IPFS installed on this terminal apparently. So I think what I need to do is IPFS daemon. No, it's not recognizing IPFS at all, which is odd. Let me figure this out really quick. Alright, so I figured out why it's not recognizing IPFS. For some reason with these newer versions, it downloaded it in a file path to make it JS IPFS, which is not the coolest thing in the world. There's a couple more things that we're going to have you do really quick to make this, to make another safety net, to make sure that you've got this down. So we're going to open the README again. I just upgraded a couple of things. So what you're going to do right now is do git clone, copy paste this. Now I already have it because I just did this to do some troubleshooting for you guys. So you're going to do this. It's going to install this git clone package. And as soon as it runs that, do npm install global IPFS. Now, I also already did this, but it's just going to redo it anyways and override it. I might get an error saying I've already have it. You should completely be able to install it with no problems. As soon as this is done, we're going to do one more command. I'll delete this. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually run our IPFS daemon. We're going to run the terminal ourselves. So actually, I need you to close IPFS in the background. You're going to right-click on the bottom. It's going to pop down here. It might be an arrow. You're going to click the arrow. It's going to be in there. Pull it down if you want, and then quit. Doesn't matter when or how you quit. Just do it whenever. All right, so we're good. It's installed. Mine looks different because I already had it installed. Now you need to run JS IPFS, or if your IPFS works for whatever reason, use IPFS. If it doesn't, try JS IPFS, and then daemon. Now this is going to run that daemon service. Now you're going to click the plus sign to open a new terminal, or you can go up here and create new terminal. And then CD, right-click Art Generator, copy path, paste, to make sure that we're working in that directory. Because what we want to be doing is making NFTs right now. If you can't run this program, then you're not in the right directory. Always check and make sure you can run that. Perfect. So now where are we at? Okay, so IPFS should be installed. Everything should be good. It should be running. You should be able to type JS or just IPFS name resolve, and you should see something. You know it's working. Outstanding. Now what we're going to do is go back to IPFS desktop. And if you notice, we had a file in there earlier. If everything did this right, you may not have a file in here anymore. You're going to add a new one. I just did and added a new one while I was troubleshooting again, so you're seeing this pop up. But just add any file so that we have a CID. Copy that CID. Go back to your terminal. Type either JS IPFS or just IPFS, whichever one works for you. Name, publish, IPFS. Dude, my keyboard's very slanted and yeah. Paste that CID that we just copied, and when you hit enter, you're going to get your IPNS. This is a static number that you're going to use for your base URI, your image URI. So you're going to copy this right here to publish to, and then go to, we're going to click on input under Art Generator, and then config. So this IPNS that we copied right here, we're going to replace it right here. Paste. Make sure, double check it was all right. Paste. Beautiful. All right, we now have our image URI. So when we go back here and we type node.index, node index.js, and we make more NFTs, you'll notice that the JSON was updated with yours that we just put in there. This was not because we didn't hit save. Open editors, save. Now, okay, see how it didn't change. So now that we hit save, now it changed. Okay, so that's a very important element that I've forgotten a couple of times. And this is what I mean by when you're so far advanced into the rabbit hole and you're trying to teach somebody who doesn't know anything, you forget these little tiny things that you remind people. So whenever you make a config change in anything that ends in .js, if you want it to run on your program, you need to hit the save button first. Once you hit save, you can go ahead and close it all. But yeah, you got to click this and open your editors if you haven't already. Hopefully you guys are all caught up and you're following along. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on now. So we found our IPNS, our static image base URI that we're going to use in Solidity, that we're going to use for our .jsons. This is like the biggest issue that most people have, right? And so we have it figured out. And we've got our NFTs that have those figured out. I'm going to go ahead and delete these. This was just to show you that you can start your copies at 10,001 if you wanted to. When you go into we're going to go over all of this way later. I just want to pump this through and get the whole project live so that everybody can see every single step of the process. Then I'm going to come back and explain all these things. But I'm just going to delete these for now. Beautiful. So we have everything we need. What's the next step, right? We used the art generator. We put all of our image files into here. We replaced it. We changed the code so that all of these, you know, are matching with our PNGs that we have in here. That's going to take the most time, right? You got to input all your data into this code with your images and then run what we just ran, the node.index.js, and then you'll get your NFTs instead of my bees, right? So now we want to take our art files. You can right click any of them, reveal in File Explorer. And they are in this folder and output. So you can now go to your IPFS, import folder, find your output. It's going to be in your users, the user you were in. You got to go find full stack massive NFT development, art generator, output. Select folder. And now it's going to take all of those image files and JSONs and put them up into our IPFS. Now that we have them and they're up and they're uploaded, go here, copy CID. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and open a new one. That was a misclick. Now you're going to type JS IPFS or just IPFS, depending on your thing. Name, publish, /IPFS. And then paste that new CID into here. Okay, see how it matches right here. But I actually did the wrong one, right? Glad I caught that. Copy CID. Paste. And now it's going to update your IPNS to route, right? See, here's your IPNS again. And it's routing anything data that tries to take from here. You know what we made into your config? Right? So we changed that to here. Anything that we put to grab data from here will now go grab the data from here, which is this. So that's how you connect all of that. Makes sense, right? Beautiful, perfect, amazing. Now that we have that, the next step is we need to deploy it, right? We have our NFT collection. We're ready. How do I deploy it, Scrawny Viking? Can we get to the good stuff? Like, Jesus, this video's been like 30 minutes and I want to learn how to do this stuff. Well, again, this is for the noob. This is for the person who knew nothing how to do anything. Now we're going to move fast. Let's launch the project. In fact, this is where I'm going to put my hash. This is where it starts. If you already have all your artwork, you already had a generator, you already knew everything we just went over, then now we move forward. So we're going to go to Solidity. Well, first off, I'm so sorry. So now we're going to download the repo that has the minting station DApp in it. we're going to go git clone. And I'll have this for you to copy and paste, but this is the clone that has the minting station. It has all of our Solidity contracts. It has everything that we need to do on the front end, your website, your button, and your Solidity contract for uploading to Etherscan. So now that we have that, it should have made a new, where did it put it? Minting station DApp. So it actually put it inside of, oh no, didn't it replaced it? If it did, that's not bad. So it actually got rid of the other folder. That's kind of weird, but oh well. This is perfect. Now you have everything you need. So now what we're going to do, you're going to go to Minting Station DApp Contracts, and then you will see Flattened Smart Contract. I need you to, you can quadruple click this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then copy. And remember we opened up something called remix.ethereum.org. Remix.ethereum.org, just in case you didn't do it. Go ahead and leave site. What we're going to do here is we're going to deploy our contract. We're going to get all of our artwork reading with our base ImageURI to OpenSea.io into a contract on Etherscan. Now, once we have all of that, that's when we can input that information into the DApp where it looks like this. We have to do that through the terminal in here. And we'll go over that in a second. But right now, let's just go in order, step-by-step process, what you're going to do. Once you have all of your artwork, now you're going to be at the Remix site. And once you've got, all right, you're going to click this little Create New File. And I would name it what you want to name the project. So in our case, it was the Be Collaborative. And then it's going to automatically save it as a .sol. Now we're going to paste that contract in here. It should make it perfect. Looks good. The only thing you're going to need to change, you scroll all the way down to line 1224. Okay. Now we're going to click this next tab over here in the far left. Click Auto Compile and Enable Optimization. This should also be on 8.7 if it's not already. So it should automatically compile and have a green check mark. All you need to do, don't worry about anything else. And close that. All your artifacts, so it just downloaded everything, all your metadatas, everything associated with this contract. Go here, 1224, and name it to whatever you want. Just this part. Be very careful in here. Don't change anything other than what we need to change. So here's 0.02. This is the price of each NFT. And if you were on the Matic, then something equivalent would be like, what, 200 Ether, right? Or 2,000. I don't even know. I hate Matic. I hate Polygon. We deal with Ethereum over here. So this is 0.02. You can do 0.01. You can change this to whatever you want. This is your max supply. This is how much your contract will allow to ever be minted on this contract. And I have little notes. Anything that has one of these right here, that means it's not part of the code. So it's just kind of a note. And you can go ahead and read over those, and it kind of teaches you everything that you need to know. If you want to mint to yourself, which, by the way, when you deploy a contract, when you mint to yourself, you're not paying any gas fees for that mint. It's already part of the code in the contract. I've tested it. I've minted one. I've minted 100. There was no difference in gas price. Some people might argue that, but I tested it and it seemed to work. So I'm going to go with that because I literally saw it with my own eyes. If I put 100 here, you get a free, the first 100 of your 10,000 collection will go to your owner wallet. And you kind of want a little bit so that you have a showcase to show people what they could look like, right? Otherwise, it's like, how are you going to get your first buyer? It's just, I think 10's a good number. A lot of people do 20. 100's a little excessive. But remember the max mint amount, it needs to be the same or higher than this, or else you will get an error. So we'll just go 10 for now. Everything is set the way it's supposed to be, we're just going to go right into it. We didn't do or change anything here yet. I was just showing you what you do need to change because I don't really want to come back to this. It is super simple. This is all you have to change. How many you mint to yourself, max mint, max supply, change the price, and change your name of your contract. Usually to the same as what you named it here. Just easier to do that way. And then you go to the check mark. Everything looks good. This is how you get your ABI code. We'll get that in a second, though. You don't need this, actually, because the contract is exactly the same. Even if you change this, and this, your ABI will not change. It has everything to do with the strings and the base functionality. I've already put that into the front-end DApp for you. Don't even need to worry about it. If you want to use a different contract, you don't like this one for whatever reason, then you need to copy this ABI code and replace that file. So we're just going to go ahead and deploy this. Now, we needed MetaMask, right? And we got test faucet earlier. I have 11 already. If you didn't, we can go down to README notes really quick, and there's something to do with top. If you can't ever find anything, you can do Control F, and it pops this box up. And then you can hit Enter, and it'll tell you anytime it ever says test inside of whatever you're clicked on. So I'm doing this because I'm looking for the faucet. So you can copy and paste the faucet to get. Now this is kind of confusing for a second, but you actually need a Twitter account. And we talked about this earlier for a split second, but this is how you do this in case you missed it. You tweet your address right here, and then you copy the link of that tweet into here, and then give you Ethereum. I can't do it because I've already done it within 3 days. So now, here's another important part. Go to contract and go to where you named your .sol right here. Make sure it doesn't say none of these. It has to be this one, or it says both times. And then you're going to drop down this. This is your strings. This is going to be the name of your contract, the name of your collection inside of OpenSea, and your symbol on Etherscan. And then your base URI, which I'm going to show you how to get in just a second. So in my case, if I wanted to be collaborative, which there already is one, so if I were to pick one that's already exists, so if you're trying to reserve yours, you need to delete it right before you deploy this, or else it'll show up a 2. That'll be your collection. So keep that in mind. Don't accidentally do that. Your symbol, ours was TBC NFT, and your base URI. So you're going to open up the IPFS desktop and your output folder. This is going to be your base. Just share this link right here. Copy. And then make sure you put a little, whatever you want to call it, slash. There's 2 of them. Make sure it's the right one. Not this one. But this one, definitely. Make sure you put that, or else it'll just break it. It won't be grabbing. It won't find your JSON file. So now, right here, this is also very important. Now that you have your parameters in, and this is how you want it. You want to copy this right here. You're going to need this later to verify your contract. And what I like to do is I can go put it in to the notes. Gotta remember where I put my notes. Deploy files, ABI code for verification. Put it right there for everybody. So you can double click, triple click, erase that, paste, and now here's the new one. It's probably exactly the same as, well, it's not exactly the same actually, because I changed the base URI because I used the IPFS instead of my IPNS. I don't want to confuse anybody, but you can use either one. You can, straight the share link straight from the folder from IPFS, or you can use the IPNS that you had saved from earlier. Okay, so now that we have that and we have it saved, we'll be able to verify it. I mean, you didn't need to do that. I just like to have it in the code. It's easy to have everything nice in a little package, but you can also find it on the Etherscan. I'll show you how. So here's the other important part. We needed MetaMask. I hope you have yours installed. And you're going to click the top right here where it probably says Ethereum Mainnet. Click it and go down to Rinkby. Now, in your environment over here, click on Injected Web3, and you're going to just connect. 11 Ether. Make sure it says Rinkby Test Network 4 and don't do it on Mainnet. If you wanted to deploy on Mainnet, it's literally that easy, ladies and gentlemen. That is all you have to do. You are now deploying on Mainnet. But we're going to stick on Rinkby. And we'll show you how to go back and forth on the DApp as well. So let's just go ahead and deploy. If you want to publish, doesn't really matter. This is a different wallet than the wallet that I used for my NFT collection. So this will be okay. It'll probably just put a 2 on it. Check that really quick. Restart it. Takes a second. Maybe up to 30 seconds, a minute. Depends on a lot of things. Congestion. All right, we are deployed. Published. Just hit OK on there. What you need right here, copy this and go to Etherscan. You can just type etherscan.io. Paste that right here. There are no... Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. It needs to be on Rinkby Etherscan. So you could type that literally into Google and it should be the very first one. And now paste it. So that's the difference. The one was Mainnet and this is the Testnet. So we are live. Now the next thing, if you do want to publish, we can go ahead and do this really quick. You have this right here. This is not it. This is not what you need. Some people seem to think you need that, but you don't. Let's go ahead and just get this thing verified. We used 8.7, so Solidity single file. Very, very top, the first, most latest one, because we boss like that, right? And then this is very important, number 5 GNU, right here, version 3. Not this one, this one. Optimization, yes. Now we're going to go back to Remix. Quadruple click again, Control C, or right click and copy. And we're going to go back to that and paste that in there. You can backspace 1, it doesn't really matter. Now, construct your arguments API. This is where most people have a problem. Sometimes this works, most of the time it doesn't. I'm not even going to trust it. We're going to do the right thing. Get rid of that. Excuse me. Now we're going to go back where we saved. Where did we put that, right? Deploy files. Now we're going to take, this is a trick that not many people know. In fact, there's people on Fiverr that will charge you $50 just to do this for you. You can't verify your contract. Here's how you do it. Where all the zeros start, the longest amount of zeros, literally just take the first one. Some people are probably laughing and slapping their head right now. So copy that, put it into here. It may not work the first time. Try it again. I bet it does. I'm not a robot. Oh my goodness, tractors. Let's cross our fingers. The anticipation, is it gonna verify? Is this guy know what he's doing? Oh! That's a wonderful feeling. I bet you anything, a lot of people that watch this video, this was like their main issue. And it is now solved for them. You are welcome. Please go buy an NFT. Okay, so here, you can click here. You can go back to Remix and control the contract from here, straight from the owner. You can pretty much see anything you want. There's a total supply, so that shows that 10 were minted. We're about to show you in a second. Symbol, paused or not. You have a ability to pause this. So if you go live and a bunch of people are trying to buy and there's a mistake and you're like, oh crap, I need to redo this. Be courteous, pause it. Don't let anybody else buy and spend their money if you're not planning on running that project, and hopefully you can refund those people. Anyways, max supply, you can check that, 10,000, max mint amount 10. There's also a lot of things you can change in here. It's not one of them you want to, but this is how you pause. If you wanted to pause, you literally just type true and transact. Pretty simple. If you want to mint, you can mint straight from the contract. It's you want to do free giveaways and you don't want to use one of the first 10, then you can mint straight from the contract. You just put their address in there and then literally just how many you want to give them, 10, 20, and it's going to give them in order, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whatever. So if you did 4 and minted to somebody, go up here, mint it to yourself if you want. It will mint 11, 12, 13, and 14. Anyway, sorry, I'm going too into depth. Let's make this a little bit faster. I should have gone back later to do the Solidity stuff, but since we're here, I'm like, you know what, let's just break it down really quick. And we're almost done anyways. Let's say you messed up your base URI. Let's say you go to the OpenSea and your images just don't show up forever and your base URI was wrong and you need to fix it. You can fix it right here. You can change the cost right here. You can also change the cost later in our DApp, which we're going to show you. You can set the max mint amount if you want. If somebody's like, oh, I want to buy 20 at a time. All right, cool. No problem, bro. Here, bam. And now they can, right? You just hit transact and then you'll accept the MetaMask. This is how you get paid, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you get paid with all of this. It's very important. Big ol' withdraw button. It is also on the contract. If you go to write functions and you log in with your Web3, okay? Gonna have to do it twice after you actually log in. All the way down at withdraw, payable amount. How much do you want to withdraw? So right now I have 0, but if you look at my main one, I have 0.04 in here, and I could, if I wanted to, go in here, connect, which I'm not going to, but withdraw and just type 0.04 write, and I can't write because I'm not connected. But then MetaMask pop up, bam, that's how you get paid. So back to here, and this is how everybody else can mint if they want to mint their own, 0.02, to their address, and how many they want. This is very tricky. If your front-end DApp doesn't allow you to do more than one, this is going to kick you out a big error. I'll give you an example. Oh, I can't. So it looks good right here. We're also on Rinkby test. Now, if I were to go and put like 11, transaction error, because we didn't allow that. Did we allow 9? We did allow 9. Perfect. It does work. But once you attach it to the DApp, you also have to change that for that to work. Else, it'll cause back an error. Anyways, what else do we need to know about this? I'm trying to think on, and just play around with this. There's really nothing you can do harmful unless you're putting the actual parameters in there. But this is good stuff to know. If you have any questions, go to the Telegram, TBC token. I'll be more than happy to answer. Let's move on. So we should see our stuff. Let's go to Rinkby version of OpenSea.io. Just type that. I bet you it's the first one. Always is. Hit my profile. I'm already logged in, but you would have to log in and sign the thing or whatever. So you can see that it was created. It doesn't always pop up. Sometimes you have to go in here and refresh MetaMask. Maybe I did something wrong. We will find out pretty soon. We're going to do just a couple of refresh metadatas just to see if they work. And then we'll come back and try this in a couple of minutes. But now that we have this, let's go into the more awesome stuff. Let's go back here and let's copy our address again. Or we could also do it from Etherscan. Click on this. Copy your address. You can see right here that they all got minted. It worked. One holder. I'm the owner. I hold all of them. So we're going to copy this address and go back to our code. And now we need to make the changes to do the DApp. Now we're going to actually make one of these for what we just did. This is going to be a little bit of a more time-consuming process to get this part of it done. Right now, you're live on OpenSea. You got your Solidity contract. You minted your first 10 or 20. Now you want to implement it into this DApp, and I'm going to do it really quickly with what I already have. and just change the simple couple of things that I'd need to change. And then later we will go over everything and how to really change what you need to change. Because eventually we need to make a whole new project, right? Like this is my project and I'm just kind of clicking through and going through. I haven't showed you how to turn your artwork and put it into that art generator yet, which we're going to do. And I haven't told you how to take your information, your contract that we just launched on Etherscan and put it into the minting app. So that is what we're doing next. I'm going to take a short break and then restart this video. I'll be right back. Over the IPFS and the local hosting and how and why we need to understand this. So the way that IPFS is it allows you to host locally through their network, which means if I were to pin my service, it's pinning it locally. If my computer or IPFS is not running, people aren't going to be able to grab the metadata and have an image be rendered onto OpenSea. And they can buy it, they can do all those things, but until you turn your computer or IPFS node on, they're not going to be able to get the information. So if you want to avoid that, there's something called Pinata. It's a great service. We're going to go to it real quick. Pinata.cloud. Let's just go through it. If this is something that you want, this is a gateway that's going to host it for you, so you don't have to worry about having your stuff on or not. It's just going to automatically reroute everything. So if that's something you want, keep going, follow along with me, make an account really quick. You're going to need to know your email address. Just do yours really quick. I actually put the wrong email address. That's why I'm redoing this. We are going to register. Now you're going to have to get a confirmation code on an email. I'm doing this live with you guys so that hopefully you're able to do it almost as quick as me and catch right up. Oh, okay. 0913. The one-time code. Doesn't matter that you guys saw that. So, yeah, no thanks, no thanks. Upgrade now. Holy crap, everything's popping up at me, huh? All right, so this is a public network. Now, they do have something called a submarining option, which we'll see if we can find that real quick. But let's say we wanted to use Pinata instead of our local host. I got to go and find users. Go back to your art generator, right? And then your output folder, which seems to be empty for some reason. So let's go find out why that did that. It's not empty. It's because they changed. So I ran... No, it's not. I'm being really dumb. It's looking for a folder and not files. Ignore what I just said. A little brain fart right there. But in case you did it too, understand that it's not seeing anything inside of it because it's looking for folders, not pictures. So now you go. 21 images. Upload. Name it to the project, whatever you want. Not a whole lot of files. This could take a couple of hours if you got a big folder, just so you know. So now what we want to do, since we have this and it's on a local, it's going to do it on a gateway instead of our local node, we're going to update our IPNS with this one. Go back to your terminal, see if it runs without starting the daemon. It doesn't. So you do have to start it to connect to your terminal, which I don't like, but oh well. So JS IPFS or just IPFS daemon, right? If you don't have this still running from earlier, then run this. And now you're going to click the plus to open a new terminal. And you're going to type in JS IPFS or just IPFS, name resolve. And you can see that the name ends in 3DHX. So when we go here, you can see it's right here, 3DHX. And that's our local penned service, which we never even penned. We didn't want to pen it yet. Because I just wanted to teach you the whole package really quick on how and what the differences is. A lot of people are confused on this and why they need Pinata, why sometimes their metadata works and why it doesn't. So now they understand, I think. So we're going to copy this back here, and we're going to type, whoops, IPFS, name, publish, / IPFS, and now paste. And remember what it did before. It's going to update our IPNS, which never changes. That's our metadata with our image URIs, which is right here. Now, the new CID from Pinata Cloud is updated, so when somebody needs to grab metadata information from this, which is your Solidity contract and OpenSea, it's going to grab it from this, your IPNS, which is where all of your metadata says that your images are, right here. So everything should be connected. Everything should be amazing at this point. You got a new cloud service. You don't have to worry about your local stuff. Now, the next step is we need to go make an account in GitHub. So go to that front page, that README page. Remember our best friend? We need to go make an account. Let's sign up really quick. I love their thing here that they have. The way that they have their sign up. It looks really, really cool. New full stack massive NFT collection. There's my username. I got a fly buzzing around me. What the heck? No, I don't want to receive that kind of stuff. All right, we'll start the puzzle. Got to do the spirally thing. There you go. Create account. Thank you, GitHub, for that interesting experience. 806-517. Where did we go, GitHub? I don't want any of this. I'm just going to click through it. I want all the free stuff. Woo! It's so cool. Good job, GitHub. All right, awesome. We have our own GitHub repo. We're going to create our first repository. So name it whatever you want. Keep it short and simple because you're going to have to type it a few times. You know, it's your DApp. It's your minting station. Mine's a minting hive, right? So I want to name mine Mint just to make it super simple. Minting station DApp. Keep it public. Don't do any of this. Keep it public. Add readmes. None of this stuff. Just keep it empty. Excuse me. All right, now we're good on that. Let's go back here. Actually, almost forgot one thing before we move forward with the GitHub, the repo that we just created. Let's go back to Pinata really quick. I forgot we need to pin it to our local service. So if we go to IPFS desktop and go to settings and you look at add service, Pinata, we need to add the service so that we can actually pin that folder that we created in Pinata to our local node so that they all work together and we don't have to have this node up and running anymore. We got to pin it, right? So in order to do that, we need to go to Pinata and API keys. Create a new key. Create an admin access key. Yep, limit to 1 because you only want to give it access to your one node and don't want anybody else seeing this. So key name access. I'm just gonna whatever NFT. Okay, so secret token access. This right here, you need to copy this right here. I don't care that you guys have this stuff. I mean, somebody might be like, "Oh, I'm gonna like." This isn't even my computer, and I'm not hosting an NFT collection on it. So you really don't want people seeing this. But grab this JWT part right here, and then you're gonna go open your desktop, add service, click Pinata. All you're gonna do, paste it there, save. Me anyway is I need to update this in my remix. So since I still have this up, I can actually go to set base URI, And now that I've just upgraded from IPFS local to a Pinata gateway, I'm going to use, basically just copy the link address from right here if you don't want to open it. If you have a lot of files in here, guys, it's going to take a long time to open, and the gateway might time out. Good thing codes don't need to open folders or URLs to grab data. So just because yours doesn't open and you can't, doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's heavily congested because so many people are trying to do this right now. But right click, copy link address, go back to my remix, set base URI, add your little slash at the end. It's very important to do that. And DHX, we also need to make sure that that's the same DHX, right? DHX, just confirming, triple checking, right? So now I can select transaction, we're on Rinkby network, confirm, and if I go to, oh, that's my real one, see transactions, should see the transaction pop up in a second here. Soon as it decides. You could also check down here by clicking base URI. Look, it changed. As you can see, it's now using the gateway.pinata.cloud IPFS version instead of our local node version. Beautiful. But what I was trying to show you here is it should show up in transactions that we changed that. There we go, set base URI. So now it'll tell everybody that goes to look at your NFT collection on Etherscan what you did, and you're going to have to explain why you did that. Just so you know. Just so you kind of understand everything, right? This is kind of unnecessary stuff for you. Just wanted to show you that. So now, let's go back to our code. Now that we have all of that, we got our base URI set up with IPFS. You learned how to use your IPNS. And now we're hosting it on a cloud gateway through Pinata. A little bit more about Pinata. You can upgrade if you have more than 1 gigabyte worth of files, 1 gigabyte, then you're going to have to pay for the service. So if you go to billing, if you go above gig or you're trying to upload something bigger than a gigabyte, you're going to have to choose plan and put your billing information in. If you want your own dedicated IPFS gateway, so instead of gateway.pinata.cloud, it could be like tbctoken.pinata.cloud. And that's what that does. Plus, it gives you 100 gigabytes per month, and everything else this does. Also, you get a submarining option. Now, this also is confusing. As you get more involved and understand this process a little bit better, you start going, wait a minute. So anybody can just go to my Pinata gateway and click on this and see what the next image is going to pop out? Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, yes. This is welcome to a free world, open network, free economy. There are no rules. If you can write the code, you can make it happen. So if you can do it, a human can see it. If a code can write it, a human can unwrite it. And what the Pinata submarining service is basically doing, what I think it's doing, it doesn't tell you on the surface what it's doing, is the reason you want that service is it converts all the data into an ABI code. So instead of being able to click on this and see images this easily, if I were to go to the gateway, it's just going to have a bunch of ABI codes. And I would have to go and get the ABI codes and decrypt the ABI code, every single one. Decrypt the ABI code, go into my decryption thing, whatever, decrypt it, find out what that is, put it back in the URL. Now I can see the image. So it's always possible. It just makes it more difficult. So if you have really rare, you're going with the rare game and you don't want people to be able to snipe the rares, just understand it's impossible. If you're putting it on the network for OpenSea to grab it, another human being with their code can also grab it. There's no way to fully hide it. Welcome to cryptocurrency. Welcome to the blockchain. That's what's so beautiful about it. We have that much control, and it can be tracked and traceable, every little thing you do. And that's why everybody's flooding to it. It's no longer, you're no longer trusting the government or another corporation or entity to do all this. You have the option to do it yourself. It's a free world now. Anyways, got way too deep into that. Let's move on. So all of that's hosted. We are doing fantastic. I'm halfway tempted to go check and see if the metadata has uploaded with our bees, but it's been so congested lately. Yeah, it hasn't, and it's a little discouraging. Some people are like, did I do it right, or did I do it wrong? Like, what's happening? I don't know. It's because I've had it take literally up to 24 hours when doing testing where I knew everything went in right, and it just didn't work. So I went to sleep, I woke up the next day, and my images popped up, and I was like, sweet. But you can go in here, click refresh metadata, refresh, see if it works, you know, go back to it in 10 minutes. But anyways. So our next step is to connect our GitHub account that we just made with our terminal that we're currently in. So let's click on this, accounts, turn on settings sync. Let's turn this on and sign in with GitHub. Authorize, continue. Authorize GitHub. Open Visual Studio Code. That way it does it automatically. Open. Outstanding. If that did not work for you, maybe you connected it to another GitHub that you might have created in the past. It gets very tricky at this point if you didn't start from scratch like we did, and your access and authorization tokens are giving you access to another GitHub. It is super complicated that I'm not going to go over right now because it's going to confuse the crap out of people. So hopefully that was a brand new GitHub for you. You just authorized it and it went as smooth as mine just did. The next few steps are going to be pretty critical. We're so close to being done, guys. We're so close. And then we're going to go all the way back and teach you how to do everything with the art generator. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to teach you everything about the minting station right now before the art generator. I probably will. We're just going to go right into the minting station right now. So we created a GitHub and we just connected our GitHub account. Here's the next step. First of all, let's hit clear. Clear our terminal. Make it nice. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to clean this up and make this really, really, really simple. Let's go ahead and open a new window. A completely new terminal. We are done with this over here. You can... we'll go back to this later. You have this that we can, or you can just minimize it. In fact, just minimize it. We're going to start from scratch again now that we're done with the art generator. We've got our Solidity code deployed, and we want to deal with the minting station now. Now, let's just make this super duper simple. We're going to type git clone, and then you're going to go back to GitHub, which let me pull it over here really quick. You're going to go back to tomorrow won't exist GitHub. Go to repositories, and I'll have this in a link for you as well. And we're going to take the minting DApp, and we're going to copy the code right here. So we did, make sure you're on the right one, the new one that you just opened, git clone, and then paste. This is going to download the minting station so that it's only the minting station and nothing else on your machine. You don't want to get too overcomplicated. So now that we've done that, we can see that we downloaded it in users 9703. So we're going to open folder, users 19703, and then go find the minting station DApp. Select the folder. Yes, trust the author. And awesome. Let us just start us from scratch with the new minting station. It makes things very simple. So we already made our GitHub repo, right? And we've already logged in. Even though we opened a new terminal, it's okay. We're still logged into that. All right, so now we're going to push this DApp, this minting station, to our new repo that we just created. So if you aren't already, which you kind of should be, go to your repo. And back to the terminal. We're just kind of follow their directions. We don't need to echo or do any of that because we already have stuff in our terminal. In it, we're going to do git add, git status, everything's up to date. So we need to do git remote version, git remote remove origin, git remote remove origin, git remote add origin, and we're going to go and copy this again. We want to be working off of this remote repository. Git remote version. I can't type today. Perfect. So now we're going to get add all. Didn't do anything, which is fine. So git branch main. Git. We already have the git remote. So now we're just going to git push u origin main. This is going to push everything that we've got right here to our repository so that we now have a working DApp. You can see it is here. This is an old one that hasn't been built for the new stuff yet. So this works the way that it is right now. If I were to run the deploy and add it to GitHub pages, I could deploy the exact same project as my TBC, the B Collaborative, onto another domain right now if I wanted to. But instead of doing that, we're going to change just a couple of things and then deploy it with the Testnet B Collaborative that we just did, right? So we're actually going to need this contract address, and we can open up src app, scroll down, and we're going to change this address right here on line 72, which I just did. That's pretty much all you need to add on here. Or I'm sorry, replace. Now go to Redux, blockchain actions. Scroll down a little bit. There's two things you're going to change. Number one is this contract address again. Number two is the network. We don't want to be on Ethereum mainnet, which is 1. We want to be on Rinkby testnet, which is 4. If you were doing this on Matic, I promised you in the beginning that I would help you with Testnet, Matic, and Ethereum mainnet. This is literally all you have to do. First of all, on deploying the Etherscan contract, you would just be on your Matic network right here. You'd have to manually add that. I don't like Matic, so I don't do it. If you want to be on Rinkby, which is what we're on right now, you literally just put a 4. If you want to be on Matic, you will put a 137. If you want to be on Mainnet, it's a 1. Rinkby is a 4. That's all you have to do to change networks. It's so easy, guys. So many people charge people $50 to $100 just to do stuff like that because people don't realize how easy it is. Now you know. Go buy an NFT. All right, so we changed network, we changed that, and we changed the one on app. Those are like 3 of the main things that we really need to change. Everything else works just fine. Now this is how you update your website so that it looks, has different things on them. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to make sure everything works, right? So we got the repository and we pushed it to our own repository, which we now have. Now what we need to do is get the repository for GitHub pages so that we can host our DApp that we just technically built right now, even though it's already pre-built. You're just adding your stuff to it. We're going to add this to that domain. The last thing we need to do real quick is go to package, and you will see your home page. The first line is going to be your username for GitHub. Mine is FSMNFTC, or I think that's right. And then my repo that we're using is Mint. Easy peasy. That's literally all you have to change. Save everything. Go here. We haven't done npm install. We're going to npm install again really quick just to make sure we have all of our dependencies before we try to run this build. We also have a little README file that kind of teaches us what to do here. We've already done this. We've already done... Oh, nope, we're doing this next. We actually have already changed this. Oh, there's one more thing you do need to change into migrations. Smart contract migration. You're going to change this name right here from the name that you had right here. That's it. Let's go back to our README really quick. And everything else is pretty much done that we need to do except for the ICO file, the logos. We will deal with all of that in a little bit. Let's just get this thing deployed so we know for sure that it works, right? Let's make sure that we are on ours. We are. Now we're going to go ahead and just run npm run deploy. And this should compile everything about this application right now, put it into a beautiful little package, and send it off to GitHub and host it on our own domain. Our minting station will now be live for people to buy our Testnet, the B collaborative NFT collection that we just deployed on Solidity earlier. As soon as this is done, we will go test that out. It's taken a little while because it is literally building everything that we have here. Everything in the app, everything you see, it's compiling it and putting it into a package, and it's putting it into this build file, and then it's updating it and publishing it to GitHub, which you're about to see happen. Published. Woohoo! That is literally it, guys. As of this moment, we are 100% done with launching our NFT collection. 100%. Now, I'm going to go through and confirm a couple of things for you just to make sure that everything worked right. But that's it. From here, we're going to go back and we're going to learn all about the art generator and how to make it your own, how to input your own artwork to your own folders, what to change, what not to change to make it your own and do what you want it to do. From there, then we're going to go back to this minting station. Outside of the handful of things that I just changed, that's all you need to change, right? Now, let's say we were 100% done. And we wanted, okay, cool, I tested it. I want to go on mainnet. Now you go to Solidity, or Remix, right? You deploy your contract on mainnet instead of Rinkby, right? So then I would go and deploy. Obviously not going to do that right now, and my computer wants to freak out for a second. So we're not going to do that yet, but that is how you would do that. And then you go to package. Nope, I'm so sorry, I lied. You're going to go to blockchain actions, Redux blockchain actions. You're going to change network ID from a 4 to a 1. You're going to change the contract address from your testnet to the regular one, and then you're going to go to your app and do the same thing and change it there. That's it. That's all you got to do. And now you went from test network to the mainnet, just like that. Super freaking easy. So let's go make sure everything worked, right? Our package, this is our website. We should go to this website, and this little bugger should be live on this website. What we just, there we go! Woohoo! Did you hit connect? Change to Ethereum network. Okay, so what that means is, because I'm on Ethereum network, but we launched it on Rinkby. So now I hit wallet connect, you know that it works. And I can go ahead and buy one right now. Why not, right? I've got Rinkby testnet, it works. Preparing your Tweet the Bee NFT, busy. It is minting as we speak. It is launched to Etherscan. It is minting. It is doing all of its ones and zeros. I was hoping I timed that well, but I didn't. It's taking a little bit longer than it should. But as soon as this works, it'll show right here whatever message that you put. I'll let it so that it doesn't hide it. Kind of give you an example. If you go to app, what you're about to see, there you just saw it. Woohoo! You just helped save the bees. You know, you find the white text in here. This is stuff that we'll go over later. I'm having a problem finding it right now, and I'm totally destroying the flow of everything. Okay, we will find that, but there is a way to change all of this stuff that you see here. But this is so cool. It actually works, guys. Don't forget, if I helped you out in any way, shape, or form, please go to the actual website and connect your wallet to the Ethereum mainnet network and buy yourself a TVC NFT. We're going to launch a game around these. So when you do own them, there will be a use case for them. Right now, it's just for fun. You just kind of match your personality with it, you know. But anyways, let's get back onto track here. We are launched. We are deployed. You have seen everything. How to do it all. Now, let's go back. We're going to go all the way back. Open new folder. Okay? Go back to users. Same user that you went to before. And open that full stack massive NFT development. Okay? Any changes? We want to save. Save those changes that we did in there. So now we're back at our art generator. Okay? We're going to do CD. Copy path. Make sure we're on that path, right? Let's see what remote we're on. It's all stuff that you just kind of want to do. We're on the same remote. Doesn't even matter right now. We're not deploying this anywhere, doing anything. None of that even matters. Just kind of wanted to show you. So, I'm going to take a break right here, right now. I'm going to pause this video right where we're at. If you'd like to continue with this video, what you're going to learn is exactly how to work this art generator. You're going to take all of this config file, take all of your files, put them into these folders. We're going to change the folder names, change the file names, change a little bit of everything so that we make this project 100% your project, not my project, right? So when we come back, we are going to do that. Take a little break. It's going to be a little... this is the fun part, we should call it. Anyways, we'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Twee. I just wanted to let you know that Scrawny Viking passed out for making this video, but he promises tomorrow he will make the minting station tutorial and break down exactly how the art generator, so you can make thousands of me. It'd be so awesome. Don't forget to buy an NFT. Bye!